remember the first time someone called me selfish. It felt like a punch to the gut. The word selfish has such a negative connotation, and it's not a descriptor that most people would choose to be associated with. If you've ever been labeled selfish, chances are you can relate. It hurts. Over time, I've realized that being selfish is actually one of the best qualities a leader can possess. I'm Jesse Pittman, Director of Sales and Marketing for Fidelity National Title, and today we're going to talk about how you can use this to your advantage and not feel bad about putting yourself first. First, my definition of selfish has changed so much over time. As I've gotten older, I've realized that people have different definitions of selfish. And in a lot of cases where I have been labeled as such, it's not that I'm actually being selfish in the traditional sense, a total disregard for others, but rather that I am being self-aware, self-assertive, and prioritizing my self-care. Big difference. Second, put yourself first, unapologetically. Is taking time for yourself selfish? No, I am proud to be unapologetically protective of my energy because I am self-aware enough to realize that if my cup isn't full, there is no way I can pour into the cups of others. It's similar to the airplane mentality. You've got to put on your oxygen mask first before you can help the next person. When people toss the label selfish around, I think it's actually because they've betrayed their own sense of peace. You know the type, people pleasers, yes people. They pour from a cup that continues to drain until they eventually burn out, and then they often become resentful. Why is that? Because people are not designed to give, and go without taking the time to recharge. You wouldn't expect a car to run without gas, would you? Last, saying no is so important. As adults, we're pulled into so many different directions. Thanks to technology, there's an expectation for us to be on all of the time. And with a work from home culture, or in my case, work from car culture, the boundaries that were once set between office and our home life have become a bit blurred. Beyond that, we're tasked with creating time for friends and family, and finally, lastly, ourselves. No is not such a bad word. In those times I have been called selfish, it's usually because I have prioritized myself and my peace and said no to commitments, engagements, requests, etc. In those moments, it's not that I don't care about the person on the other side. It's that I care enough about myself and the people closest to me to know my limits. Saying no allows me to show up in my best light as a leader, a mom, a partner, a daughter, and so on. Over the years, I have reflected on my own so-called selfishness. I have realized that a lot of it has to do with how I define selfishness differently from, say, another generation. Think about the way that the term selfish shows up differently. Some people are absolute yes people. They will go to great lengths to do anything and everything for just about anyone in their lives. It can be pretty remarkable, but that level of selflessness is not good either. Not taking time for yourself can be draining. There's a generation that has spent most of their career where the word boundary was not a buzzword, unlike today. Let's talk about how you can set personal boundaries to protect your peace. One way I set boundaries for myself is by tuning into my energy levels. I am not the person who will say that you can't call me after 7 p.m. I welcome calls at all hours, in fact. But I do check in once I hang up the phone. Did taking that call create the best result for both of us? Did they put in the same amount of energy as me? If the answer is yes, fantastic. But if it's no, well, maybe I need to reconsider taking an after-hours call from so-and-so in the future. Next time you find yourself being asked to make a commitment, think before you unconsciously say yes. Ask yourself, will this drive business back to me? Will it drive positive energy back to me? Depending on your answer, you may need to cut it. That doesn't mean you're selfish. It just means you're putting yourself first in a moment that matters. You're not winning if you say yes, but secretly feel drained and resentful at the thought of it. Thank you for watching my vlog for The Reframe. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at thereframe_FNT for more thought leadership from me and my counterparts, Susan West and Ashley Scipione. If you want to work with us, reach out to me, Jesse Pittman, at jesse.pittman@fnf.com. And as always, let's overpromise and overdeliver.